Hi everybody, it's Kristin. So the next installment in my 4 Looks 1 palette series is going to be the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. In case you're new to this series, I have done, I don't even know how many, 19 or so palettes where I take the palette and I create 4 looks on, through 4 days. I'll come on and show you each of the looks and then also tell you what I used for lips and cheeks to go with the look. And it just kind of gives you a rough idea of 4 looks that you can create out of this palette. There are obviously plenty more than that, but I'm just showing you 4. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about this first look. What I ended up taking, I have the sheet here, and at the end of the video I'll always show you swatches and give you my opinion on the palette. So I took the color Creme Brulee, just an interesting description for this. It's a very pretty gold color. And then I took Amaretto right here, which is a nice burgundy. So Creme Brulee I have on the inner third, and then I have that Amaretto on the outer 2/3, and I really pulled that Creme Brulee into that Amaretto. And then I transitioned out using Salted Caramel, which is a very nice matte mid-tone warm brown color. And then as my brow bone highlight, I used this nice cream matte color in White Chocolate. I will zoom you in and then I'll come back and show you what I used on the rest. So here's the look. Okay, for also on my upper lash line and upper waterline, I used the Tarte Skinny Smolder Eyes in Sunstone Bronze. Lower waterline, I used the MAC pencil, is it a kohl? Yes, in Power Surge, just on my lower waterline. And I also forgot to mention that I did take a combination of semi-sweet and hot chocolate, which are these two. I didn't want it completely matte and I didn't want it quite that red on my lower lash line, so I kind of combined those two. For my blush today, I used the Hourglass Ambient blush in Diffused Heat. Hopefully you guys can see that. Lighting is going to be interesting for a while as I'm dealing with daylight in the morning, which isn't always the prettiest daylight. And then on my lips today, I did kind of a nude, like a peachy nude. So I don't like too peach on me, so I took the Velvet Rose from Essence. That's the Stay Matte Lip Cream. This definitely is pink. And I went over the top of that with Revlon Bellini. Okay, for my second look, I used, first in my crease, I used this, which is Milk Chocolate, right here. Which looks a lot like the Chocolate Soleil bronzer in my opinion. So I put that down in the crease with a very fluffy brush. And then I always tell you guys that it's like truth in filming. I tell you exactly how I get to the look because I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do. So I used this, which is Strawberry Bonbon. I'm not sure if that's coming up true to color, but it's a very light pink. I used that all over the lid. And then on the outer 2/3, I took this Hot Chocolate, which is a very pretty deep taupe. It's a deep taupe. It's not, I'll give you a swatch, but it doesn't come off as deep. And then over the pink, it gave it a really nice kind of dimension. I got lucky. It wasn't like I intended it that way. And then I also took that Hot Chocolate underneath my lash line. And then I used this White Chocolate as my brow bone highlight and just kind of, transition up a little bit. So I'll zoom you in. All right, here's the look. Okay, the only other thing I have on my eye is my Avon Always On Point liner in Black Brown. And on my cheeks today, I have the Maybelline Master Highlight in Pink Rose. That was a slight delay. Pink Rose. And then on my lips, I have the NYX Butter Gloss in Sweet Tart, which is very bright. Like that. And then this is a trick. If I have a color that I want, kind of the base color, but I don't want it to be that bright, I'll use a milky pink over top. The one I grabbed is I have a little mini NARS Turkish Delight, I think it is. Yeah, Turkish Delight. I use that over the top of it just to tone it down, but still let that kind of brighter pink shine through. Okay, my third look today didn't turn out just exactly as I thought, and I will explain that in a minute. So I have the colors right to the left here in case you're wondering what I'm looking at. I used Gilded Ganache right here all over the lid. I used salted caramel in the crease. And then I used the white chocolate, of course, as my brow bone highlight. And then I used a little bit of triple fudge just to deepen things up on the outside edge. So what was a little bit different for me when I put it on is that gilded ganache in the pan, it looks like kind of an olivey green, brown kind of color. I'm going to try to... So this is the one I'm talking about right there. But it didn't come across like that at all. Normally when I'm doing a 4 Looks 1 palette, I won't use any sort of base. I want the colors to speak for themselves, which is what I did. But I just want to show you, had I been able to use a base, I would have pulled out my Maybelline Color Tattoo in Mossy Green. This was limited edition, but there's plenty of kind of green bases. It looks like this. I don't normally do this in a 4 Looks, but I just wanted to show you guys. This is what that color looks like over that tattoo, and I feel like it pulls a little more of the olive kind of khaki green, and this is the color just by itself. I just wanted to show you guys that. So beneath my lash line, first I took that triple fudge under my lash line on just a very small, pretty precise brush, and then I smudged that out. I just kind of had placed the color, then I smudged the color out with this semi-sweet right here. I didn't want it quite that dark, but I wanted the darkness to it. So I'll zoom you in. Okay, here's the look. On the rest of my face, I used the Avon Always On Point, actually on my eye, not on my face. I really like this. I'm going to talk about this at some point. In K102 Black Brown. Again, that's the Avon Always On Point. And then for blush, I used the Maybelline Master Highlight Studio, so one of these. This is the one in Nude. You guys can see that. And then I kind of was going for a more nude kind of look on the rest of my face today. And I used my MAC Sheen Supreme. This is the first time I've worn this. In Supreme Style, which looks like that. The fourth look and final look in my 4 Looks 1 palette with the chocolate bar, I used, I'm going to try to keep this sheet here, Marzipan, which is a very warm kind of champagne color right here. I used that all over the lid. In the crease, I used Candied Violet because I knew if I didn't use that, you guys were going to give me a hard time. And that really came off more blue than it did, more of the blue and violet than it does the purple and violet. And you can't really see the shimmers that are in that, so that was nice. And then in the very inner part, and you'll see when I zoom in, the very inner part of my crease, I used Cherry Cordial right here on a pencil brush just to get it very precise there. Underneath my lash line, I actually combined these two, which is Semi-Sweet and Cherry Cordial. I combined those two on the back of my hand and then brought that underneath of my lash line. I will zoom you in and then I'll show you the rest. Oh, and I used, sorry, white chocolate again on my brow bone. It's very nice. We'll get into that. I'll zoom you in. Here's the look. Okay, for liner today, I used this Trish McAvoy Intense Gel Eyeliner that a subscriber of mine sent me in Deep Aubergine. This is it's really nice. I'm impressed with it. And you could probably see I kind of did like a mock wing, so to speak. And on my cheeks today, I have the Rouge Bunny Rouge blush in, I always forget, Starina. And then on my lips, I have the Essence All About Cupcake lipstick, which I just love. This should have been in my favorites probably. And then the Calvin Klein, this was sent to me by a friend of mine in Ireland, so it's not the Calvin Klein you can get here. And it's in Georgia. It's a fully delicious sheer pumping lip gloss in 207 Georgia. So let's talk about the palette a little bit. It comes in this, I'm sure you guys have seen it, really cute box. I saved this for the for this video so that I could show you. And then it also does come with, and I didn't even look at it, I just took it out of the box. It does come with one of those cards that gives you a few different looks on it, which is always helpful. And again, this is what the palette looks like. It does smell like chocolate. I know that, you know, you've heard this review a lot, but it does smell very much like chocolate. It has a mirror in there, but not a it doesn't, I think they probably could have done better to fill the whole thing with a mirror, but whatever. And this is cute, the way it says chocolate bar right there. The palette sells for $49 at Sephora, Ulta, I'm sure Too Faced's site as well. So, I mean, pretty much anywhere you're going to find it for $49. There are two, as you can see, two shades that are larger than the rest. One of them I think is a wise choice. One of them I question. So white chocolate, and it has this sheet that goes over it. And you know, everybody says that they wish that the names would have been printed on here. You know, we say that because we're YouTubers and we talk to you guys about the shades all the time, but the average user probably could care less that the name of this is white chocolate. Know what I'm saying? And this is champagne truffle. And so that has a, you know, this is a highlight color that is shimmery, and then this is a highlight color that is not. Great blending brow bone shade, the white chocolate. I really, really like that. Very, very nice shade. There are 5 other matte shades in here from what I would say are matte, and that's triple fudge right here, milk chocolate that reminds me a lot of, and in a pinch you could probably, if you had a small enough brush, it's kind of like the Chocolate Soleil bronzer right there. Salted caramel, whichever you would like to say right there. And then this one, which is cherry cordial. And the rest of them have a little bit of sheen or shimmer, and the only one that really has sparkle to it is Black Forest Truffle, well, the two, I guess, and Violet, the one that I used today, the Candied Violet. But the Candied Violet doesn't come off as the sparkle. This one does just a little bit. So 16 shades overall. I'll give you swatches of all of them. I have the first row done already right here. So this is Gilded Ganache, White Chocolate, Milk Chocolate, Black Forest Truffle, and Triple Fudge. The second row has a few more colors, or has one more color in it, so it's, I'm off a little bit there, but Salted Caramel, Marzipan, Semi-Sweet, Strawberry Bonbon, Candied Violet, and then that gorgeous shade there is Amaretto. The last row is Hazelnut, Creme Brulee, Hot Chocolate, Cherry Cordial, and then Champagne Truffle. So I didn't really have any issues with any of the shades that I used. And I tried to use most of them. Obviously, it's only 4 looks. I can't get them all in. I feel like overall the palette is a really nice palette. It is definitely leans toward the warm kind of burgundy feel. Not as rosy as, say, Naked 3. I do feel like they're different. I had somebody ask me that. I do feel like they're different. So I think that it's a good value for $49 for the amount of shadows and options that you're getting in there. I do think it's a great value. I have swatched it against the other Too Faced palettes that I have, and the colors are different. At first glance, some of them look to be similar, but they really aren't. They are different than, so if you have some of the other Too Faced palettes, the little ones like that have 9 shades in them, I don't think you're duplicating any shades that you have. I mean, maybe the white chocolate, but that's kind of a duplicable shade all around, right? So anyway, I hope that that was helpful for you. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them below. I will leave the link for the playlist to the rest of my 4 looks 1 palette video if you're interested. I do have one, I'm planning on one currently for the warm neutral palette that I purchased from Sigma. And if you have any other requests of ones I haven't done, then feel free to leave them below and I will see what I can do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye!